you doing here?
The stork brought me. Remember? She lives, she breathes.
Well, you're not going to be breathing very long if you're still into these cancer sticks.
Glad to see you too, sis.
Oh, well, of course I'm glad to see you. It's just that if Graham catches you smoking, she'll freak out.
Oh, she'll probably freak anyway, at the mere sight of me.
Well, no, she'll just be surprised, same as I am. You're supposed to be in Boulder.
Oh, well, you know me. Unlike you, I rarely do what I'm supposed to do. Don't you ever get tired of doing the right thing?
So, you gonna tell me why you dropped by?
This isn't exactly a social call. I'm here to stay.
So I don't get it. What happened to the Johnsons?
Well, let's see. Right about now, they'd be settling in for an evening of severe dysfunction. Jessica and Kenny will be arguing about whose turn it is to unload the dishwasher. Mrs. and Mr. will be engaged in the great war of the satellite dish. She's into every learning channel that was ever licensed, and he's into Drew Carey. Oh, and that miserable cure they took in? Well, he'll be laying in the middle of the living room floor, yawning like he owns the place.
Eliu? Well, I love Eliu.
Of course you do. And if you had been giving the incredibly condescending chore of bringing him food twice a day, you'd discharge your duties brilliantly.
Oh, okay. Well, what did you do? Forget to feed him?
Once. Stupid mutt is disgustingly fat as it is. So I'm like confined to my room for an entire evening.
Oh, yeah, I see. Major discipline.
Major pain in the butt. They're like, we need to establish some boundaries from the beginning, dear. And I'm like, damn right we do, and you don't run my life. So, when they're all snug in their little beds, like around 9:30 or so, I'm out my window and hitching a ride into town hanging out at Grossman's. I'd have made it back into bed before dawn had it not been for good old Eli.
You spent the night in a 24-hour deli.
Well, they carted me at Carney's. Anyways, so the animal lets loose as I'm crawling up the trellis. The whole freaking house wakes up. All hell breaks loose. And they tell me either have to shape up or ship out. So here I am. Of course, they don't know that yet. You know, did you ever fly first class? It is really great. They've got these TVs in the arm
Elizabeth,
seats
you didn't even tell them you were leaving. You know, the Johnsons must be petrified. And how did you even pay for first class?
Out of my allowance.
The money Mom and Dad gave you. Well, you know, that was supposed to last for the whole school year.
Do me a favor, okay? Don't speak to me from on top of your high moral mountain. You've got exactly 1 year and 2 months on me, and it does not entitle you to make parrot noises, okay?
Elizabeth? Well, for heaven's sake, what on earth are you doing here?
So, you know, it's just, chemistry. I mean, either people work together or they don't. And I don't mean work as in labor. I mean...
I know what you mean.
And, you know, I could already see it. By Christmas time, heck, even by October, I'd have completely destroyed their entire family life. And Jessie and I, who were reasonably good friends before, well, we'd end up hating each other. Her brother and I already do. Even their dog and I don't get along.
I hope you like cats.
Well, as a species, I can take them or leave them. But Gatsby's cool. At least we respect each other. You see, that was the problem. Respect. It has to go both ways, right? And the Johnsons were so like, this is a sacred trust your parents have given us. I don't blame them. I mean, who wants to be stuck with a sacred trust? But I figured you wouldn't look at me like that. I figured you'd just look at me as like another granddaughter.
I am delighted you're here, Elizabeth. To tell you the truth, I was always a little uncomfortable about you being anyplace else while your parents are away this year. I guess they thought they were trying to spare me. Not from you, mind you, but just from the, quote, burden of having 2 teenagers in the house. But I say we'll just have twice as much fun.
Yeah, sure, we will.
So I will call your parents in the morning and when they're scheduled to arrive in Bosnia and tell them that you will be with us for the school year. And I really must call the Johnsons right away so they'll stop worrying. Leaving without telling them was very unkind.
I guess. I just wanted out.
Well, you know, sometimes we can't have what we want when we want it.
And you see? I had to come just so I can get Sarah's words of wisdom daily.
Oh, just sit, Graham. I'll get it.
Oh, all right. Thank you. You know, Elizabeth, I do understand that you don't always get along with your sister. You see, I had an older sister, too. And, oh, did I resent it when Lucille tried to tell me what to do. There was
Graham, do you think maybe we can skip the family stories tonight? I'm just really wiped.
Yes, yes, of course. I really only want you to be happy and comfortable here.
Well, I can take care of myself.
Oh, of course you can take care of yourself. But I doubt that you'd be here at all if you didn't need family, just a little.
I'll be fine.
Well, I do hope you like it here. Sarah's met some very nice young people, and she's making some good friends here.
I like her.
I only meant that she could introduce you.
Thanks, but no thanks. Any friend of Sarah's is probably a major yawn to me. Speaking of which, I'm really up for sacking out. Which room am I in?
Well, I'm afraid that Steve and I made the guest rooms into a study and a sewing room, so for now, you're just going to have to share Tom's old room with your sister.